is Anthony Lower, tech guru here in Philadelphia, and you're listening to the most innovative talk show in the city, Millennial High. And here's Tia.
Hey, it's your girl, Tia Shasha High, the host of Millennial High, where the trend-setting millennial comes for motivation, inspiration, and deep conversation. On today's show, Donavan Forrest is here. Hey, Donavan.
How's it going, Tia? Thanks for having me.
No problem. Absolutely. We'll vibe about the role mentorship played in his life and how he's inspiring teens right here in Philadelphia through his nonprofit DonCares. And our Trendsetter segment, highlighting people, music, ideas, and events that are on the leading edge, will feature Veinece Newton. She's the founder of Cypher City. It's a new event that blends music and technology for the first time during Tech Week here in Philadelphia. She'll be here around 12:30, 12:35, so stay tuned, especially if you're an aspiring artist in the city. We'll talk about how you can join the Cypher. A little bit about Millennial High. This show serves as a platform for those who want to inspire and provoke others to take action towards their purpose in life. If you have an inspirational, uplifting, thought-provoking message you want to share with the millennials of the world, I want you. Be on the show. Message me on IG or Facebook at Millennial High, or email me millennialhigh@gmail.com, and let's connect. But first, let's set the mood. I woke up singing these lyrics in my head, and I'm going to play them for you. It is Dangerous featuring Sam Martin. David Guetta. Here we are. We'll be right back. Stay tuned. And we are back. If you're just tuning in, you're listening to 106.5 FM WPPM. I'm your host, Tia Shasha High. You're listening to Millennial High, and I have Donavan Forrest on the show. Hey, Donavan.
How's it going, Tia? It's a pleasure to be here today.
Very good. Donavan, let me tell you a little bit about Donavan. He is an educator in the Philadelphia School District. He was a former at-risk youth, but was able to change because of the mentors in his life. As an outcome, Donavan believes in the transforming power of education and a positive and consistent mentoring relationship. So he created a successful nonprofit organization in which he is the founder and president, DonCares.
Definitely. Yep.
And wait, so I love it because you were published in scholarly journals, but then you also penned a memoir. You have a memoir. I love it.
Thank you.
Don, welcome to the show.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
So let's just get right into it. You consider yourself an at-risk youth. What was that like for you? And then how did you come out of that?
So definitely, excuse me. Well, growing up in the Veinece section of Philadelphia, I was exposed to, I was raised by my single mother who was a school teacher in the school district of Philadelphia. And just growing up in Veinece, you're susceptible to, environment that isn't really conducive to that much growth, as you would say. We didn't have, I didn't have a father in the household. I went to my neighborhood schools. I hung out in my neighborhood. So, that being the case, you're oftentimes, vulnerable to, getting involved with, gangs or things like that. There's a lot of drug dealing going on, and things that can take you off of your path to greatness, pretty much. So the way I got out of it was because my mother was caring. She never gave up on me, and she definitely promoted education within our household. So before you were going out on weekends as a child, you were reading a book or you were doing math problems. And just, she definitely encouraged us to be in school and go to college. So that's possibly, I feel as though was the reason why I'm actually here today, because of the education I'm getting in college and, my mother being such a strong force in my life.
I love that. So it was her suggestion that you have someone step in and mentor you. So who was your first mentor?
My first mentor. That's okay. So that's really a hard. Okay. There was a gentleman in my elementary school who mentored a lot of us. I think he was like some type of social worker. But when I was in elementary, middle school, there was a gentleman that would just pull us out of class sometimes, or like during gym time, and just rap to us. A lot of the young men he would work with. And at the end of the school year, he would take us to 7-Eleven to get Slurpees.
Awesome.
So that's like, and we would play, catch or basketball and stuff. And that was something that stayed with me, and that impact that he made in our lives.
So talk about then, so where did you go to college?
So I went to Millersville University for 2 years, so I'm currently at Temple University now.
TU?
Yeah, so.
You go to Temple, I work at Temple.
Okay.
It's my day job. I'm a software developer. So I'm at the tech center.
Oh, wow, okay.
Yeah.
Where in the tech center?
4th floor.
Okay, I'm on the 2nd floor. So.
Listen, no one stalked me, okay?
Okay. Cool. Yeah.
No, I'm joking. So then so you're still in college, but yet you're doing great things. Talk about how DonCares came about.
So DonCares came about just, because of my early influence with mentorship. I realized the positive impact it can have in children's lives and youth's lives. Being at risk, which meant, I had, behavior issues as a teenager. But because of the mentors that I had in my life, they instilled in me that I could be beyond my circumstance. So DonCares came about. I was at Millersville University for 2 years, and I transferred to Temple University. And I realized that I wanted to give back to the community that I was going to school in. Always had this passion for mentorship, loved talking to young men about life, loved, doing programs and things like that. So I came back to Temple, had an idea. I pitched it to a few friends of mine. And through that, we started, trying to create this program that would ultimately set students up in our neighborhood with mentors. So it was a long process. It's still, we're still getting there where we want to be, obviously. But it took about a year to get off the ground. And once we did that, we were training mentors, recruiting mentors, training mentors, and actually matching them with students at the youth school in North Philly.
So that was the first event that I went to of yours through Brandon. He invited me to your Millennial Speaker event. Mm-hmm. So talk to me about how the Millennial Speaker Series came about, and who are some of the panelists that you normally have on, and what do the kids at the youth school get out of it? Okay,
so our Millennial Speakers event is our biggest event of the school year. We have two Millennial Speakers events, one in the fall, one in the spring. Our first Millennial Speakers event was in spring 2017, so I think it was May 31st, 2017. We had our first event, and it's pretty much just a panel of millennial entrepreneurs, people that are doing positive things in our community. We recruit them to sit on our panel. Brandon is a great guy; he's our moderator, and we just amp up the crowd. We invite everybody to the auditorium that goes to the school. And we just talk about our journey, how we got to where we are today, and just leaving the students with some encouraging words. The Millennial Speakers event that you actually came to, that was our November Millennial Speakers event. We had DJ Create Clouds come in. Brandon was a moderator once again. And we had 6 or 7 millennial panelists, and they just pretty much talked about their experiences growing up. A lot of them are from Philadelphia, and how they got to where they are today, because just to inspire our high school students that we serve and tell them that you can be great. So
what are some of what is the outcome? What are some of the outcomes that happen from this series?
Mm-hmm. Okay, so our main mission is to connect our students with opportunities within the Philadelphia area. So if there are students who, panelists who are actually, entrepreneurs, they have their own business, whether it be clothing companies or things like that, we try to connect our students and allow them to network with our panelists at the end of the event so that they can possibly get an internship and get those opportunities outside of school that, they can follow their dreams. I know we had Devon McCord from Vaughn Clothing. He was at our last Millennial Speakers event. We also had Mark Beckham from Enlightened Visions Management, which is an entrepreneurial company that manages other businesses. We connected them, and ultimately one of the young ladies that I used to work with actually got a mentor and started her own brand.
Wow.
From that connection. So yeah, I'm really excited about that.
Wow, That's awesome. That's so great. So Don, why do you think this is so important, what you're doing? Why is it so important to go into the community and inspire?
Yeah, because I believe there's an American tragedy going on right now that only 1/3 of youth will grow up with a mentor. Mm-hmm. So 2/3 out of every young person that grows up has never had a formal mentor before. We know that is detrimental, especially in our community, where a lot of students may not even go to college, may not even believe they can, or don't know that they can follow their dreams, become an entrepreneur, and things like that. So it's really important that we actually connect these students with mentors so that they're able to see a greater version of themselves. I wholeheartedly believe I wouldn't be where I am today without my mentors, whether formal or informal. Someone to tell you that you can be great. Someone that can say when you're feeling discouraged that you're not stupid or you're not ugly. I mean, we all need encouragement, something like that. So yeah.
Absolutely, especially what just happened recently. I don't know if you heard about the story, what happened at the Starbucks here in Philadelphia.
Definitely.
The two black guys sitting there, both real estate agents, waiting for a friend. I guess they were hanging out too long, and they get arrested.
Yeah.
So it's just like when you constantly are bombarded with images as a young black youth of people that look like you, constantly getting arrested, constantly getting shot. Like you need that encouragement. You need some upliftment. So that's why it's so awesome what you're doing.
Thank you.
So you have this quote that I love, and I kind of want you to explain it a little bit. So you say, our community doesn't need more leaders. We need more champions.
Okay.
Talk to me.
Definitely. So I love that quote because in so many different disciplines or so many different areas of life, we can be leaders. But leadership doesn't necessarily mean something positive. We have leaders in, murder rates, or leaders in, who can sell the most drugs, who can get the most money, who can get, the most popularity. But I feel as though when we're champions, that means we can overcome our obstacles and become everything that we were meant to be. That's positive. So leadership is definitely important. But when it comes to seeing better versions of ourselves, inspiring, I feel as though champions are what we need. We need to show our students that, hey, I went through this, that, and the third, but I can overcome my obstacles and go to college. I can overcome my obstacles and become a teacher. I can overcome my obstacles and start this play and be in this play and go to New York and things like that. So, leadership isn't bad, but we have too many leaders in the wrong type of things. And if we can use our story to inspire, that's ultimately what I think the youth really need to see.
That was great.
Thank you.
I wish I got that all on.
Oh, wow. Okay.
I mean, we're recording, right?
Yeah.
We're recording this episode. We're going out live, but I still record it. But that's definitely something that, for me, I never thought about it like that.
Okay.
Like, there is a difference within leadership. Yeah, and there's people, I love it. So talk to me about, what are SALT conversations? Okay.
So our SALT conversations are our conversations that we hold for young women at our partnership school, the youth school. The name SALT conversations comes from the Bible scripture, ye are the salt of the earth. So we realize that our young women are very important to our community as a whole. We say that, the Bible scripture means ye are the salt of the earth, is that back in the day when the Bible was actually being written, salt was a commodity and it was very important in the world. Salt preserved food and things like that. Salt was it weighed a lot and it was worth a lot. And we realized that our women are worth a lot, and that they need to know that they can encourage each other. They need to know that they don't have to compete. They need to know that they can accomplish their dreams and they can overcome their obstacles. So that we bring our young women from Temple University, NCNW, which is the National Council of Negro Women. We bring our ladies from DonCares, and they come in and they talk to the young women who are high school students about these issues. Don't worry about what that guy says about you.
Right. Don't worry about the likes that you might not get on social media when you post that post.
Definitely. Yep.
Yeah, because I love this because there are so many things now that teenagers have to worry about that, I don't ever remember having to care about, because we only had our classmates. That's it to compete with, or to say, oh, look at her, or look at him. But now you're going up against the entire world. It's a lot. Yeah. It's a lot to the psyche. All right. So I love the SALT conversations. How did that idea come about?
So the idea came about, so we started our conversations last June. So it started off with a young men's conversation called Man Up. And then that was the last program we had of the school year. I was like, coming into September, October, we need to have more programs for young women. And I actually delegated the responsibility to a board member of mine, and she thought about it, couldn't think of a name for our program or anything like that. So I just, I sat down at the computer. At the time, I was drinking Starbucks, and I was like, I need to come up with a women's program now so that we can have this on Friday. And the name Salt Conversation just came up. I was wholeheartedly inspired by a picture I found on Google of a couple young women, and I actually made that into the poster. And I was like, hey, Salt Conversations, that sounds pretty cool, so we're going to do this.
So if anyone listening wanted to be involved in guidance or the panel, Salt Conversations or Millennial Speaker event, how do they do this?
So if you're interested in becoming involved with any of our programs that we have, they're all open to the public, right? You just have to let us know, DM us, direct message us on Facebook or Instagram and say, hey, I'd be interested in coming to this panel discussion. And we would let the school know that you'll be coming, and then you can just come in and sit, and contribute to the conversation, anything like that.
So the youth school is right near Temple University.
Yeah.
And that's why you did that. Why the youth school? Do you go to other schools within Philadelphia, other high schools?
Okay, so I was excited. So actually our treasurer at the time was a teacher at the youth school. When we were trying to get off the ground, he was a first-year teacher, and that's the school that he said, hey, y'all can bring the program to the youth school, and we've been there ever since. I realized that the youth school is the closest community school to Temple University. Right. That's a high school. And we know that all the things that a Temple is trying to do in regards to, building the stadium, there's a lot of, backlash when it comes to like college students, not treating their neighbors correctly or not keeping their needs in mind. So we believe that, being as close to the school that we are at Temple, we can actually bring value to our community. And what better way to start at a school that is relatively new because they actually have their first graduating class this June. So we're really excited for that.
Awesome.
But yeah,
wow.
It's right there. So.
Is it, because I know I took my daughter to the event and just getting there was like really simple. I think I had off work that day because she had off school. Okay. So I'm like, babe, you're coming with me. Okay. And we enjoyed it. The time that we were there, I mean, you had the DJ in, you definitely got the crowd hype. Yep. And then I was impressed by all the students that came. Yep. It was so impressive. So will you expand to different high schools? I know you said it serves Temple community because you're a Temple University student, but are you thinking to say, hey, well, what about this high school, in South Philly, or how are you working it?
Yeah, so as of right now, I've been thinking about this, but I feel as though the best way to impact our community is to focus on that one school that we're in. Since we're college students, some of us have limited transportation. So I literally, when I transferred to Temple University, I said, hey, this is the resource that I have, so then this is the school that we can connect with. Possibly branching off to South Philadelphia means I may have to pull from a different student body, maybe working with high school students in South Philly, and mentoring elementary school students. That's just something I thought about. Yeah. But since Temple University is the closest university to the youth school, that's the best.
That makes sense to you, to not spread your resources to stay wholly focused on in this community.
Definitely. Yep.
I that's amazing. So, Don, my question to you is, how do you think you were able to accomplish what you have so far? So what is it within you that said, you know what, I want to create an organization called DonCares because I see that there's a need in the community and I have a way to fill it. Why you?
I felt as though I was divinely inspired to actually do this. I felt as though it was the right time. I feel like I was called to actually lead college students, train them, match them, and actually observe their mentoring matches. I mean, I feel as though it was hard. I didn't want to accept the calling in the beginning. I was really reluctant to actually going about this. But, when I was trying to pull out of actually leading DonCares, a lot of people were like, yo, Don, you're the only one that can pretty much do this right now. This is your vision. This is something that you thought about. And I was like, you're right. So from there, I just, I actually had to use tunnel vision and actually focus so much on the work that we were doing And also it takes sacrifice. Nothing that you accomplish is going to be just handed to you or, accomplished, while you're doing everything else. I've sacrificed quite a bit to actually get where I am today. I'm a fifth-year senior at Temple University. Since I transferred, I had a lot of issues with, credits coming over.
Right, transferring over, right. There's always something.
Yeah, so I'll probably, be in college for 6.5 years before I graduate. But that's one of the sacrifices I had to make. Knowing that your community is crying out to you is something that, may keep you up at night in the beginning.
Yeah.
So that's something that you just have to stand up, and actually take responsibility for your community. I realized that I had this faux campaign going on, far as for Philly, our community, our way.
Yeah.
But that's wholeheartedly what I feel. That's my calling. And I realized that looking back at people in the civil rights movement, like Julian Bond. Julian Bond actually took off from Morehouse College in the 60s to join the movement.
Yep.
And returned 10 years later to finish his bachelor's degree in English, at 30-something years old. So, when you're actually joining a movement such as this, it's important that you actually are selfless and that you actually know that this is greater than yourself. So.
And like you said, when you're called, you got to follow it.
Yep.
You got to follow that calling. Yeah. What are some words of encouragement that you can give just someone listening who wants to, take that step forward or take that leap of faith of creating what you've done in their community?
So you have everything that you're ever going to need to be great. You have everything that you're ever going to need to fulfill your purpose in this life. There's never anything that you don't have to fulfill that purpose. Oftentimes we look everywhere. We're like, maybe if I go here, I may have what I need. Everything that you need is right there with you. You just have to believe in yourself enough and trust that you can do it. It's gonna hurt. You're gonna have nights crying. You're not gonna feel comfortable all the time. But once you accept that and you realize that this is bigger than you, you'll be great. So.
I can't believe it's almost 12:30. This is such a great conversation. So what's next for DonCares? What's the next? What are the next events coming up?
Okay, so we have quite a few events coming up. I know you mentioned branching out to other schools. Our team may not branch out to other schools, but I'm definitely in schools doing workshops and things like that. Our next event is this Tuesday, and that's at Kensington High School. We're doing a bare necessities resume workshop with the students with Gear Up. So Gear Up is a great program that actually provides their students with a lot of opportunities. I'm excited about that. Following that, we have a couple career days, one at Kensington Elementary School and another one at Paul Robeson. And in addition, we are closing out the year with a conversation for young women at our youth school. Hidden figures. We're talking about a lot of hidden figures in the community.
Yes, I saw that. So let's get a little bit more involved in that. So talk to me more about Hidden Figures. Okay, so Hidden Figures is an event that was inspired by Women in Honor at Temple University. So Women in Honor is a new organization run by women for women that actually works to encourages young women on campus to serve their community. It's a great organization, and they had an event called Hidden Figures a couple months ago, and it was talking about the movie and how black women, especially during the civil rights movement, didn't get enough credit for the actual sacrifices they made and contributions they made. So we're bringing something similar to the youth school May 4th at 12 o'clock. I think I read somewhere that Hidden Figures is going to be a documentary series. Okay. I can't remember on what channel, but they're actually going to make Hidden Figures a documentary series. It's Hidden Figures no more, right? Mm-hmm. So that's so great. So I didn't even know about this Women in Honor. Mm-hmm. I got to look them up.
Yeah, definitely.
So is it just the students at Temple University or just alumni?
So it's undergrad and graduate students that actually run the organization. But yeah, I think they were founded, I don't know, but it was within the last year. But it's a student-led organization at Temple University. So it's great. You should definitely check it out.
Okay, awesome. So Don, we are going to take a break. Yep. Next up is Veinece. I can't wait to speak with her. But first, you inspired this song that I want to play now when you were talking about everything that you have to do anything great is within you. Mm-hmm. So I'm going to play one of these. This is a song that I love so much. I'm going to find it first, but it's called I Believe. But in the meantime, I'm going to play just a transition song because I want to get Veinece. She's downstairs. So one moment and we'll be right back.
Sounds good.
And we are back. If you're just tuning in, you're listening to Millennial High on 106.5 FM in Philadelphia. And let me tell you, I'm out of breath. I'm going to be honest. I'm going to try to catch my breath, just running up and down and welcoming Veinece Newton to Millennial High, to Philly Cam Studios. We are so happy and honored that you're here.
I'm honored to be here, actually.
Oh, my God. I'm so happy. And I know, thanks to Danielle. Thank you, Danielle.
Absolutely.
I'm Danielle Jeter, and I'm just going to introduce Veinece while I catch my breath.
I will do a lot of talking so that you can just breathe.
No, you're great. So, serial entrepreneur and community leader Veinece Newton is here in Philly Cam. She spent her early career years working in promotions and marketing and the music industry for Arista Records in NYC, where she learned the importance of people and how to connect the dots. Since then, Veinece became even more amazing. She's the founder of Community Angel Foundation, a nonprofit organization that gives back by encouraging, empowering, and educating youth to be future leaders. She is also the founder of Engageathon, a customizable software platform that tracks and promotes community engagement, outreach, and social impact. And now she's rolling out this new initiative called Cypher City, which is an event that blends music and technology. And it's actually one of the top featured events during Philadelphia Tech Week, which is at the end of April. Cypher City is a brand new nationwide lyricist competition, and we'll learn more about that during the interview. Welcome, Veinece, to the show.
Hello, how are you?
I am great. I'm so great. Thank you for being here. Tell me a little bit about your background, even more so. So why the blend of music and technology? Where did that passion come from?
Oh, my goodness. So Veinece is, I encompass a lot of different things. So I have a nonprofit side. I also have a for-profit side. So I was born an entrepreneur. But my life and passion is really about giving back to community and empowering our youth. So it really all started with Community Angel Foundation years ago. I founded. I thought it was very important to empower our youth in different areas by providing opportunities for them to commit to community service, providing educational lecture series, a wide variety of programs to empower them. And then fast forward to now, my entrepreneurial side, I've been sitting on this project for a couple years. I am a hip hop head, believe it or not. I love music. I love all types of music, but I'm born like hip hop is in my soul.
Oh,
and so this idea of a Cypher competition, I came up with 5 years ago, and fortunately I had this opportunity to, as part of Philly Tech Week, presented by Comcast, launch Cypher City. And what Cypher City is, it's a nationwide live streaming Cypher competition in which the public votes on all social media platforms. So it's a platform in which people can vote on Instagram. Actually, the vote is going on now.
Oh, wow.
And they are voting for their top lyricists. So people are able to upload their most exciting and hottest video clips of their freestyles, and the public votes. So it's been really exciting to see the amount of talent that Philadelphia has. I mean, we all know Philly we have tremendous talent here. And so on April 28th, during Philly Tech Week, actually, I believe we're one of the first music events, like a really solid music event.
Yep.
Tied to Philly Tech Week. I don't think we've ever seen anything like this.
Nope.
Because if you know, Philly Tech Week is filled of amazing workshops, seminars, panels of discussion, but this is a Cypher. So this is exciting. So Cypher City is where music, dance, and technology collide. So the live streaming portion, that's the technology. The music, obviously the Cypher. And the dance will have some amazing street dancers
I can't
there
wait.
with Adidas sweatsuits and
Yes.
really, really, really exciting time. And just recently, believe it or not, we have incorporated, in addition to the Cypher, which is hip hop freestyle, we're going to have a special performance of a soul cypher of R&B artists.
Oh, wow.
So I have 3 amazing R&B artists that will be doing a soul cypher. So you're going to, it's going to be an exciting night. I'm so excited.
Wait.
Yes.
I cannot wait for this. How did you come up with the idea of Cypher City? How did that even start?
Well, years ago, I was, that was when I was a little bit on the internet a little bit too often. And I was watching YouTube, how they were like this. It was almost like a phenomenon where people were just uploading clips of their freestyles. I said, well, what if it was just a platform specifically for that?
Right.
And so most of the time I come up with my best ideas when I'm sleeping. And I came up with that when I was sleeping. And here we are.
I love it. I just want to talk about you come up with your best ideas when you're sleeping. So I know for me, sometimes in the middle, I wake up and I'm like, I got to write that down. If I don't write it down right now, I'm going to forget it.
And that's why you
Is
have
that
to
what
keep a notebook beside your bed, or you have your iPhone ready and on, and you can just tag your notes right on it, and that's what I do.
That's what you did.
Yeah.
So then how did you find who? I know there'll be panelists.
Oh, yes. So Cypher City is not just your average Cypher. So I'm sure you've heard
Yep.
about Cyphers all over, not just here in Philly, but in other major cities. And there's Cyphers going on all around, and they're great. But it's all about innovating yourself, making yourself different, coming out of that box and being creative. So Cypher City is not just a Cypher. I wanted this launch event to be more impactful, educational, and informative. So we're including a panel of discussion of music and technology industry leaders. So we have some amazing panelists from Carvin Hagens. He's an amazing music producer. We have Stephanie Humphreys. She's a lifestyle tech consultant. Jamoke Dada, she's amazing. Everybody knows Jamoke.
Yeah.
We have someone from BET Music Programming. We also have Mr. Mont Brown, the hip hop humanitarian. The list goes on and on. So we're really excited. We just added. We're going to have. He's not going to be part of the panel. He's going to be keynote fireside chat. Mr. Everett Taylor. He is.
Edward Teller, tell me.
He is a very young, he's I think about 28 years old. He just made the Forbes 30 under 30, and he started many multi-million-dollar businesses before the age of 30. Oh, wow. And so he has an amazing story, amazing journey, and I'm really excited. I literally just booked them a few days ago, so really excited about that. So we really need people to come out and support. I want this event to not only be fun, because we're going to have tons of fun.
Yeah.
We have a Lux Lab, VIP, complimentary services. We have food stations, on-site logo creations on our technology activation tables. We have the panel of discussion. We have the Cypher, Rap Cypher. We have the Soul Cypher, networking, mingling. It's going to be amazing.
This Soul Cypher, I think, is so awesome. I've never even heard of that before.
Oh, yeah, no. It's about to go down.
I've never even heard of that before. So I don't know if we said the date. Did we say that the date and the location?
April 28th, 4 p.m. to 9 p.m. at CODA. That's 1712 Walnut Street. And get your tickets now. You can go directly on the Philly Tech Week website, and you will see Cypher City there. Just click on the April 28th tab, and it will take you to our event, and you can purchase your tickets that way.
Now, tell me a little bit about how and why Philadelphia. I mean, obviously it's evident, but why do you think Philadelphia has such a great music scene today?
Well, I think we've always had a great music scene. I mean, when you go back to, like the real singers like Teddy Pendergrass, and I mean, we've always had tremendous talent here. It's just taking on a whole new dynamic now. and we have a lot of different genres of music. So it's an exciting time. I think the internet creates a platform for so many amazing aspiring artists to really get out there and be showcased and featured without all the red tape, without having someone else greenlight them. They're greenlighting themselves.
Right, exactly. And you know what? I have a friend, and he's in New York. He's a musician, and he said that even though the internet provides a platform for artists to kind of emerge, but sometimes there can be a lot of noise because there's so many of them. And I feel like events like yours helps kind of highlight the really great ones.
Absolutely. So it's been really fun just looking and receiving all of the clips of such amazing talent, but it's been even better selecting who's going to be the one to perform. So that's the big thing. Who's going to be the 5 chosen one? Right. And so we'll start making our announcements on early this week of who the top 5 are. We're going to announce 1 per day.
Awesome. So then the top 5, let's just say our guest Donavan was one of the top 5. What should he expect the day of the Cypher?
If he's one of the actual artists?
Yeah, he's not. Yeah. But I'm just saying. Yeah, exactly.
If he's one of the chosen ones?
Right, one of the chosen ones.
Okay, so he's going to expect just really being in the mix of some decision makers, some connectors, people that can really guide him or her in the right direction with any advice and guidance. And we may have some exciting prizes.
I love it. Now, Don, do you have any questions? I told you can just you could throw out.
He's so quiet. He's laid back in the cut.
Because you know what? The first half an hour, Don had the floor. He does really great things in the city as far as inspiring high school students. He's a college student himself. So what's one piece of advice that you can give an aspiring musician? Because coming from the music industry yourself and being around, even still probably being one of just a go-to person in the industry. What's something you can give?
I would say just continue to be your authentic self and try to be a little bit different. Because what I did find from looking at a lot of clips since we announced the Cypher City event, I saw a lot of the styles the same. And after a couple hundred and looking at them and looking at, it's like, wait, like 75% of the people sound exactly the same. Wow. So you have to just try to bring something different out and just make yourself stand out.
Now, I wonder if someone listening to this submitted something to you and now they want to resubmit. Can they? Like, wait a minute.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah. Because you know what? We haven't made the final decision yet. The announcements haven't been made. You can pretty much submit to the last second only because even if you're not one of the top 5 to be featured, we will have a section at the event where we're going to be filming, because really this is not just an event. This is a production.
Right.
We're going to be filming. Everything's going to be edited down. So we will have a section, in addition to the 5 featured on the stage, we'll have a section where some aspiring lyricists and singers will be able to showcase their talent.
Now, this all has to be original music, right? No cover songs.
Yes. Well, it's going to be a combination. So we're going to have some industry beats playing in the background for the Cypher. And so they'll be able to freestyle off of that. And then they're going to do their own thing. So a combination for sure.
I love that. Now, what is next for you, Benny? I mean, I know, like, can we get through Cypher City first? Well, but I'm curious to know, because honestly, when I had to look you up, like I had to go look you up. But you're such an amazing woman, and I I just like, what's next? Like, I'm just like, now I have to follow you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Follow what you're doing.
Well, you know, I'm always thinking. My mind never stops. Like, I'm always thinking about something. And as I was telling someone the other day, anything that I do or anything that I involve myself with, I want to make sure that I'm giving back to the community in some way, shape, or form. So even with this Cypher City, yes, it's music. Yes, it's fun. But my sole purpose is to make sure that I introduce the Philadelphia technology community to a huge population here that had no idea what Philly Tech Week was.
Right.
You can't even imagine how many artists was submitting, and they were submitting for Cypher City, you know, to get their music out and be seen. And when I tell them, oh, you know, we're a part of Philly Tech Week, many of them said, what is Philly Tech Week? And I was floored, and immediately I felt a sense of responsibility that I had to make sure that Cypher City was a platform to introduce this whole population, this whole demographic of millennials that should be included in this week. There's so many things going on during Philly Tech Week that they should be involved in, and I want to be a part of making that connection.
So many great things from Philadelphia. Don, did you know about Philadelphia Tech Week?
I did not, honestly.
You're kidding.
Yeah,
See, this is what I'm talking about. Like, it is mind-blowing when I meet someone that doesn't know what Philly Tech Week is, especially if you are a minority.
Okay.
Right.
There are deals being made. There are partnerships being made. There are joint ventures. There are creative ideas. So many different things going on. Oh, wow. And you should be a part of it. There's no way in the world why you shouldn't be a part of it. Or any other minority, female or male. So
there you go.
This is my purpose.
Yes, there you go.
Oh, thank you.
And the reason why I know about it is because I'm in the tech field. So, of course, I would know about it. But even for you, Don, you can get people to speak to students.
Definitely.
And say, hey, this is a possibility. STEM is a possibility for someone who looks like you and me.
Yep.
Right? See, that's awesome. Thanks for your event.
Absolutely. And one thing I do want to add, we're looking to sponsor 100 college students, whether it's from Temple University or CCP. So if there are any organizers out there that can get 100 students, because I feel it in my gut and my soul. I need to make sure that I get some students there that didn't necessarily know about Philly Tech Week, but now they do. And then they can continue to attend next year, the following year. So
I love that. And it's so amazing. I'm so happy that you two are on the show together, to be honest with you, because that's all he does is talk to he is in college.
I am a college student, yeah.
Nice.
I always forget, Don, you are in college. Yep. I love it. So any last thoughts, Veinece? Any last thoughts, Don?
Last thoughts are just remember, if you want to submit your clip, our Instagram handle is at Cypher City. That's CYPHER City. That's CITY. Do that immediately. And you have to get your tickets ASAP. So go on to Philly Tech Week and click on Cypher City, and it'll take you directly to the purchase page.
Sounds great. Cool.
And Don, where can they find you? I don't think you dropped your handles, did you?
No, I didn't drop any handles at all.
Okay.
Yeah, so our handles are Twitter, DonCares Phila, so DonCares Phila PHILA. I'm on Instagram, we're DonCares of Philadelphia. Facebook is the same, DonCares of Philadelphia. Personal handle, Forrest for Philly. So, thank you.
Thank you so much, Veinece. Thank you so much, Don. I appreciate you both being here. I told you the hour was going to go fast. And it goes by so fast, especially when you have really great content, really great guests. I appreciate every listener out there. Thank you so much for tuning in to Millennial High. I'm Tia Shasha High, and stay lit, love inspired, and true. Until next time, bye.